If you want to run faster, you have to run faster. I believe it's a quote from the running guru John Stanton of the Running Room retail chain, although I have never found a definitive reference. I am sure, however, that the idea is known in the running community. It's referenced, for instance, in an article published earlier this year with the title, "The Boring, Brutal Truth. You have to run faster to run faster." I know it sounds ridiculous, especially at first hearing, and most people laugh when they first hear it. And the thing is, as the article title references, it has within it a brutal and boring truth. There is no easy method, no magic bullet, no clever strategy that avoids the discomfort of running faster if you want to run faster. Now, when I was learning to run in a past life, I was taught that everybody has what they refer to as a happy pace. That's the comfortable pace that our body naturally falls into when we start to move. Changing that pace to run faster is no small feat. It takes intentional effort, mentally and physically, to force ourselves into discomfort. Now, that's not a space that we can stay for any length of time, nor should we. So a good training program includes various kinds of activities that help us build muscle and stamina, and eventually our body's natural happy pace can, in fact, increase. The bottom line, however, remains that to run faster, you just have to run faster. Do not be afraid. First, the angel and then the resurrected Jesus reassures Mary Magdalene and the other Mary in the aftermath of Jesus' empty tomb on that first Easter morning. Something remarkable had happened. The earth shook with a great earthquake. The stones sealing the tomb rolled back. An angel appeared like lightning. The guards became paralyzed with fear. But before the women could act out of their fear, the angel reassures them, "Do not be afraid," and then goes on to explain. "I know that you're looking for Jesus who was crucified. He's not here, for he has been raised, as he said." The angel trusts that the women were paying attention when Jesus was teaching, so the explanation is kept very brief. And with barely a breath, the angel continues, "Come. See the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples he has been raised from the dead, and indeed he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him. This is my message for you." Short and sweet. Come, see the place of death so you know the reality of it. Then off you go to tell. The women run to do the angel's bidding, and very quickly encounter Jesus himself. Jesus also reassures them, starting with, "Do not be afraid." But then Jesus just flies right past any kinds of explanation and goes straight to the instructions. "Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. There they will see me." With all the devastating and extraordinary events in Jerusalem this past week, whatever was going to happen next would be back home in the country. And all is not lost, Jesus assures. "I'll meet you all back home," he says. "Go away from the conflict and the chaos and the confusion of Jerusalem. Return to ordinary life, and there you'll see me, resurrected and alive." The women ask no questions. Indeed, they don't actually say anything at all, which I kind of think might be the real miracle in the story. I mean, if we just took like a couple minutes, 30 seconds maybe, we could fill flip chart after flip chart with questions, I am sure. What does all this mean? What happened? How did it happen? What will happen when we get home? What does it mean for our lives or for our community, for our beliefs? Are you really God? You could probably come up with more, plenty more. But Mary Magdalene and the other Mary let their actions speak instead. They go to see the tomb as soon as they can after Jesus' death. And then they leave as instructed. When they encounter the risen Christ, they reach out to touch him and to worship him. And then we know that they went and told because just the concluding scene of the whole gospel, which is just a few verses later, places the 11 disciples back in Galilee at the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. And none of them speak. Like Mary Magdalene and the other Mary before them, the disciples simply do as Jesus instructs. It is extraordinary. It is a miracle. In the organizational transformation process known as Theory U, there are 3 core movements. First is listening in ever deeper and broader ways. Second is stopping to rest and reflect. And finally, third is engaging in a process of experimentation through iteration. Now, iteration isn't about repeating the same thing over and over, but rather it's about trying something, failing, learning from it, and then trying again. The theory, as its creator Otto Scharmer describes, it is that action is required to live into an unknown future. See, thinking matters. Feeling is unavoidable. And it's the combined wisdom of all 3 of those, represented with head, heart, and hand, that brings about transformation. It's the organizational version of to run faster, you have to run faster. You just got to try. To figure out new ways or different systems, to adapt to changing circumstances, to discover what Jesus' resurrection means, we have to do something. We must follow Jesus' instructions, which we can't do everything all at once, and we don't have to understand or know 5 steps ahead. We just have to do something. Go to Galilee, see Jesus. I get asked occasionally about vision, my vision for the church. It doesn't happen as often as it used to, but it does still happen. And I have come to dislike the question immensely. Mostly because I approach the life of faith personally and in community with the mantra, to run faster, you have to run faster. To figure out the next step, you have to take a step. To live a resurrected life, you have to live a resurrected life. You have to live life. To imagine a desired future, you have to try something that sort of maybe moves in the direction of our hope. There is no easy method, no magic bullet, no clever strategy, no glorious vision that avoids the discomfort of resurrection with all its unanswered questions. Go to Galilee, Jesus says. There you will see me. In response to today's great miracle of Jesus' resurrection, the only thing we need to do is follow Jesus' simple, if perhaps challenging instruction, as we wonder, where is our Galilee? That's all there is to figure out, not by asking, but by doing, by trying something, failing, learning, and trying again, using the combined wisdom of our heads, hearts, and hands. Rinse and repeat, rise and repeat. With fear and great joy, it is by living that we find our way to new life with God.